Olympic champion speed skate.
Donovan, everybody!
The world record is broken by 13 seconds.
Incredible. What a great race. We've probably seen one of the greatest races in speed skating history.
In 1994, it's the year of King Koss.
Because of your strive for perfection in sport, how has that affected you or influenced you in your transition to running one of the biggest NGOs in the world?
What you can transform from sport is the goal setting side. You set yourself a goal, and as an athlete, the goal is always there, even though you have obstacles, and you fail.
Right.
And you fail more times than you succeed. Many more. People
don't understand that I've lost more races than I've won.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, many more. So you keep going because you want to improve, and you find new solutions to problems, and you try another way, and that is a very good skill to have when you're running an organization or building something in the business, because a lot of people give up, and they say, well, I can't do it or whatever. I mean, an athlete don't give up.
Never.
No,
Never.
You don't give up. Let's just keep going at it. Yeah. I think that's a very, very. The other thing is the understanding that we are influenced by the people around us.
Yeah.
So you have to build teams, even though we're an individual sport.
Yes.
Listen, you can say whatever you want. I mean, you were by yourself when you ran.
Right.
But we wouldn't be running if it wasn't for the people around you.
You talk about your support system from your parents,
Everybody.
coaches, therapists, anyone.
Anyone.
Right.
I mean, even your fellow competitors.
Yes. I always had goals, and one of the things, and so getting into a race, other than the Olympics, I would actually be working on things. So the goal would be the Olympics or the World Championships or the Commonwealth Games or whatever. But I would get into a race and think, like Dan and I would have a conversation later on. One, I think it's a massive mental drain if every single day you got up and you essentially had to gear yourself up to win every single day. I mean, that drains you quite a bit. We worked on specific starts, transition.
You broke it down.
Right.
You broke actually the race down,
and I'm
then
sure
you
you
say
did that too.
It was actually interesting. Yeah, exactly the same. It was actually interesting because if you break it down and say, "Oh, I can only do that right best," then all of a sudden the rest comes. It's more automatic.
It transitions quicker.
Transition, and you go that. Oh wow! I didn't focus on the last 80 meters, but that was good too. I'm sure you get that feeling many times.
Absolutely.
We did the same actually. We kind of said you can only do 2 or 3 things really good, but think about them, and then the rest comes by itself.
Absolutely.
It's actually interesting. The role of the coach changes through the career dramatically, actually, because when I wasn't good, I was young, and I realized I wasn't good, and I could handle much more kind of corrections and criticism by the coach. Every time the coach came to me and said, you can do this a little bit, but it engages me and I become enthusiastic because now I can try something new, I can get even better, because I knew I needed to improve. When I became very good, I needed the coach to tell me what I was doing good.
Yes.
And not what I was making mistakes on.
Oh, wow.
Because
that's different for me.
Because when the coach told me what I was doing wrong, when I was doing things bad, he constantly corrected me. I felt worse and worse, and I kept doing more and more mistakes instead of focusing on what he could see something I doing well, which I couldn't see, and I couldn't feel. And I said, these are the 2 things, because then I could build a new feeling on something I was doing well. I can build on the next movement on the good feeling instead of on a correction feeling, on a negative feeling. And it's actually very interesting because that was certainly not needed when I was young.
Right.
But when I got really good, and I was, in the top world for 6-7 years, and then, the more and more you had the nuances of the coaching has to change. The coach had to change in the.
We had to adjust with you.
And adjust, and we worked on how we communicated with one another.
So you function in a race in chronological order. Do you run right to play the same way?
The difference from being a sportsman to a CEO is that you as a CEO are more a coach.
Yes.
But then as an athlete, you're the one who does things. And as an athlete, you feel good about doing good things and doing better.
Yes.
And as a CEO, you need to kind of you must start feeling good about yourself by making other people good.
So is it?
And it's a very different skill set.
So is it you now coaching your staff
That's exactly
to coach
right.
you.
Need to, well, yeah, you had to have them coaching me, and
Right.
then you have to. So that's a kind of the feedback loop. But you also have to kind of make sure that people are getting good at getting what they are doing, because you cannot build anything by yourself. And it's actually interesting. So saying that, I think you said, athletes can be a really good salesperson because then they keep doing things.
Right.
But as a manager, you need to think more as a coach. It's a more difficult transition, actually.
Johann,
Donovan, that was great to see you again.
awesome seeing
Thank you
man.
for good luck with your program and everything.
Great chatting with you, and we're going to do some things.